I'm off on another prospecting trip, this time to the Western Australian goldfields around Leonora and Laverton. Come and join me as I search for gold in these eastern goldfields of Western Australia. Visit some of the old historical goldfields and ghost towns on the way and uncover some of the amazing stories buried in history. Just getting to the Western Australian goldfields is quite an undertaking. Coming from Adelaide, not quite as far as those of you from the east coast, but it is still around 2,000 k's for me to get to Kalgoorlie. The trip across is interesting, but my aim is to get to Kalgoorlie without wasting too much time and get prospecting. Come and join me on the journey and let's get going. The Gold Mining Museum in town is a cracker. If you want to learn about Australia's wild, wild west, make sure you come here. Death by disease, thirst, mining accidents, murders and more face the old timers and sometimes their families. But they still gave up everything and sought their fortune in one of the most inhospitable places on earth. I'm going to dig up some of these stories during the video, but first, let's go to Leonora, where I started my prospecting. Something. Keep looking for the little lead pellets. And there it is, I think. Oh, you bastard. Hang on. Just hang on. I think that's a bit of gold. It sure is. First piece in WA. Your beauty. Doesn't taste the best. Here it is. Your beauty. First one. I'm not a West Australian gold virgin anymore. Only small, probably about 0.1 maybe, but it's a start. It's a start. In the 1890s, two miners returned from here back to the major settlement south at Kalgoorlie with over 50 ounces of gold, and it started a mini rush here. The two miners did warn people there was no water up here at all. Kalgoorlie is about 70 miles southwest of here. Anyway, that didn't stop them. Hundreds of miners made their way up here without water, without food. A lot of them perished. A lot of them were in a very, very bad way. It is understood at least 10 were found dead, but they think there's many more out in the bush. So where I'm standing now is the major crossroads in the town, proclaimed in 1898, and was a major centre of mining in the area. Here we are, surrounded by history, but you wouldn't know it. None of these first deaths in Siberia are buried in the local cemetery, which was established a little later. It is home, though, to the grave of what I think is one of the most touching stories in these goldfields. This bougainvillea was planted in about 1902 by Mabel Kirkham, whose infant son had passed away only a few hours old, and he's buried in the cemetery near here. It's pretty hard to tell this story without a little bit of an emotion, I think, because she planted the bougainvillea and she returned several years later and she said, this bougainvillea will never die because my heart is planted underneath it. I'm happy to say there's a little sign and it actually asks people just to pour a little bit of water onto the bougainvillea to keep it alive, the memory of Mabel's son. Rest in peace, mate. Well, I'm just turning you on again because I put my gold in my pocket and I stood up and and there's another signal. Oh, unfortunately it's over where I've sort of scraped most of the hole out. Anyway, let's have a look. Pretty cool with a 2-in-1 hole. Not that I'm greedy, but that doesn't happen very often. Only once ever I think I've done that at tipper barrel. They were only tiny pieces too. Oh shit, it is too. It bloody is too. God, it's a bit bigger. That's probably 0.3-ish. You can see that. There we're talking. 2-in-1 hole. Woohoo! Oh, that is spicy. A bit hard to say. Got to clean it up. I think it's all gold. I want to say the F word, but I won't on camera. That's unbelievable. I think I'll stick around here for a bit. In you go. Oh, doesn't want to come out. There he's in. Clunk. I love that clunk. I headed out to Lake Ballard to see what all the fuss is about at this world-renowned site. In the middle of the Yilgarn crater, one of the oldest areas on the surface of the Earth, some 2.9 to 3.5 billion years old, lies Lake Ballard. In the western section of this 110 kilometre long salt lake are 51 sculptures created by Sir Anthony Gormley. These abstract sculptures depict local people, both Indigenous and white. They represent the relationship between the individual and place. They have been made from the minerals that have been derived from the landscape in which they stand. As I continued my journey towards Leonora, I stopped for a break at Menzies, another gold mining town with a long history. The community is active in preserving its history, and a wander around the town and into the friendly visitor centre is recommended. Just out of town are two other fascinating places. The new stargazing setup, where the dark sky views would be great if it wasn't cloudy like it is today, and the other is the old cemetery. I'm standing in front of the 1899 burial sites. Way down there by the entrance are the graves from 1896. Most of the graves up to here are due to death from typhoid. Between 1895 and 1905, it is believed over 100 people died from typhoid in Menzies alone. All of the grave markers you see in this video have been researched, manufactured and placed by volunteers from the Outback Graves organisation. I thank them for their work in bringing history to life and reminding us of the ordeals the Outback pioneers endured.
I'm sorry to do this to you, but there's another signal, same hole. Oh my god. Should have come here first. Just chuck it over there just in case. Alright, it's in this scoop. In this mound, I mean. Certainly something. That first bit, I just thought it was so dirty. It looked like a piece of lead shot. I was probably only about 2 seconds away from throwing it away, you know. There's something in here. It's going to be a small one, whatever it is. But is that it? Bloody well is. 3 pieces in one hole. Holy shit. There it is. It's not so small either. It's rugged, it's rough, so it hasn't travelled far. So this area here is probably worth a good look, I think. Alright, let me just check. Let me just check. I think only the 3 out of that hole. That's a bit of a shame. Just joking. I've never done that before. Never even come close. I did 2 in one hole at Tipperburra, but they were tiny. This is beautiful. That's reasonable size. Probably maybe even close to half a gram in here. Woo!
Well, another good day. Had a good look around Menzies today. The cemetery there is sobering, I tell you, really sobering. so many people died from diseases, typhoid mainly, but sprinkled amongst them is the murders and suicides and lots of newborn babies. Pretty sad. Anyway, right now I'm set up camp, as you can see. Got the fire going. I'm at Niagara Dam down in the lower camp. Beautiful place. I'm going to get up in the morning and go for a walk around the dam, and there's another walk that follows the breakaways on your left from where I am right now. So anyway, another good day. I'm enjoying this. I'm looking forward to starting to prospect in a couple of days, but I'm enjoying just the bush camping, and I'm enjoying exploring the history of this area. I arrived in Leonora and continued prospecting around the area and found a little bit more gold. I met Ole, a prospector from Denmark, who I have christened Ole the Viking, which he seems to like. We are about to head off into the remote bush east of Leonora to search for gold together. Join me in the next part of my gold and history hunt as we head into the wilds of Western Australia. I just want to acknowledge this book. It was my travel companion and my go-to source for much of my tours around the goldfields in Western Australia. You can get it at all of the visitor centres. It's well worth it, and I'd highly recommend it. I've got nothing to do with Barry or any of the publishers. I just wanted to say thank you.